Hello friends and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. This episode we're playing a little bit more of Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, one of my favorite games from the 80s. This is just a really neat, spooky game for our Halloween Spooktacular that we're doing this month. So, with no further ado, let's jump right into playing the game. Now, as you all may recall from last episode, we have gone through 4 of the castle dungeons now at this point, and we're on our way to the 5th one. But before we can get to the 5th castle, we have a couple of barriers in our path. First, a lake that we're going to have to figure out, which if you remember from the previous episode, we can hold our crystal and walk into the lake, and that gets us across. But we also are on our way to go pick up the Flame Whip, the best weapon in the game. It's relatively easy to get, you just have to know where it is and how to get it. So we jump across these moving platforms here, you know how much we love those. Oh, and we have a horrible cursed knight already. That's not off to a great start there, but hopefully it'll get better. Now, instead of using our holy water, I just thought I'd show you, if you click the nail, you can break blocks with your whip instead of having to use your holy water. Just a little tip, not a big thing to know. That's actually the only purpose of the nail in the game. And now we need to talk to this person. Your Morning Star can now burn away evil. And now we have that. To break my spell, come back with a powerful weapon. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but we have the Flame Whip now, which again is the best weapon in the game, and it just looks so cool. If I have but one criticism of later Castlevania games, is that they should have brought back the Flame Whip in all its glory. I just love it. And just listen to the noise it makes. It's almost like it's like purring a little bit. It's great. Really like it. Really like it. It has 15 times the strength of our first weapon, the Leather Whip. Now, we're going to just take a quick pause here to skip through the Horrible Knight. Okay, there we go. Horrible Knight dealt with. We just need to make our way through this little area. Oh, and now we have these skulls. The skulls are basically exactly the same as the Gorgon heads that we saw earlier. They have the same practical purpose, which is to ruin your day and make you fall down a pit. And again, saving liberally here. We've learned that from this series. That's what we do, is save every chance we get. Get our way out of here. First things first, deal with these skulls, deal with these fireballs. It's interesting that they track along the ground there. Oh, and another jumping puzzle, of course. While being chased by skulls. The perfect combination. Whew, first try, not bad, not bad. And again, saving constantly at this point. We have full health, I'm not worried about that. I just don't want any major setbacks. Speaking of major setbacks, we're definitely saving before this one. This is the Poison Swamp. No good 80s video game was without having a Poison Swamp, and this one is no different. But this one is just interminably long, and unfortunately it lies between us and where we're heading. So the castle is on the other end of this, but we do have to make it through here. And it took us 3 laurels to do it. Oof, not too bad. Alright, so here we are at the next palace, the next castle. This is going to be Laruba Mansion. Now, Laruba Mansion is a little less straightforward than the last one that we encountered. And the enemies have gotten much tougher. Again, they've used color shifting on them to make these gray, so you know that they're going to be not taking as much damage, even though we have the strongest weapon in the game now. Also noticed that because of the limitations of gaming systems at the time, it is going to be glitching out a little bit for us when we have multiple enemies on screen. Let's see here. Is there a more elegant way for us to deal with these guys? No, just take the hit and keep running. I think that's the best way to deal with that. Okay, make our way up here. And for those of you who played through with us on the last episode, you'll remember that we did not buy an oak steak on the way out. That was an option here we didn't need to do, but in this case it's we're going to have to buy one before we can continue. But it will be the last oak steak we have to purchase. Let's see here if I can remember how this goes. I think we go up and over, yes. Again, we can probably take this guy a lot easier, but I'm just trying not to put myself in harm's way here too much. Oof! This guy takes a lot of hits, huh? There we go. Just walk right up on him. And this one we jump over, rather than taking the hit, and make our way back up. Easy enough. Wait for him to come closer. There we go. Okay, let's make our way through here. And there is the shopkeeper who will give us an oak steak. Now, I think I know the right way to go through here. I believe we go back the way we came. And as I recall, I believe there's a vendor who will give you more laurels down this way. Just checking the map. I think we're on the right track here. And of course, a whole lot of these skeletons just giving us a bad day. Well, fine. Knock me off. There. So we're back up to 8 laurels after using all of them to get this far. Okay. Now, this remains one of my least favorite sections in the game. Spider webs being thrown at you, spikes appearing from the ground, and a jumping puzzle all at once. Makes for a bad day. And somehow we made it through. And in the next room, there's going to be a boss, Camilla. We are not going to deal with Camilla right now. First things first, we're going to grab Dracula's ring. So we equip our oak stake, break the crystal, and now we have Dracula's ring. Now, time to go after Camilla. Camilla is you can walk past her, but she is not really an unskippable boss because she holds the cross. The cross is the last item that you need before you take on Dracula. Now, I'm going to use the golden knife this time. The golden knife has the added bonus here of paralyzing Camilla if you can hit her just right. So we're going to try this on her. And you just have to time it just right. There we go. Not a hard boss. Didn't even have her drop any fire on us. And beating Camilla gives us the last item that we need before taking on Dracula, the cross. Those two items together will open the door to Dracula's lair. Okay, and now we just have to make our way out. Just wait for him to come a little closer. There we go. And back the way we came. Yeah, that's right. Y'all best be running. Okay, and if I remember correctly, we can make our way down here. And I think we can head back out of the castle this way. All right. And that'll do it for Laruba Mansion, the 5th and final mansion that we encounter on our quest. We do need to now hike all the way back to Bodley Mansion so that we can move on to Dracula's castle. So back through the poison swamp that we came from the first time, and trek our way back to where we started. Of course, of all the time for my laurels to run out. Okay, jumping puzzles, not our friends. Not when we're being chased. Not when we're having a horrible night for a curse. Oh, and now we're not playing well at all. No, we are not. Just work our way back through and not take for granted that enemies take 2 hits now because it is a cursed night. Just work our way back across here. Fall to the conveniently placed platform below. And hike our way back to town. And just little sections like this. It's so insidious, that little jump there. You know, where if you try to jump from right to left, you can hit your head on the platform. It's just so unnecessary. All right, we're gonna fast forward here. Okay, and make our way back to town. Now, I just love this. The mountains in the background, the way that they're doing the dithering at the top of the screen with the lines to show the sky. It's so simple and it works just so well. Okay, Bodley Mansion, where we started off previously. We walk right past that and keep making our way through this desolate area. Just look at all the texture. They're doing a lot with just, 3 colors of gray. It's really effective. Harpies, which are actually relatively easy to deal with in this game. They just fall down and immediately start walking towards you. The Gorgon heads, which, again, I do not love. And now we're back at town. Now, this is the last town to have a church in it. So we do need to top off our life while we are here. And then we're just going to have to be extra careful because between here and Dracula, there will be no place to recharge. The only place we can recharge at that point is to gain a level, and we're all the way down at level 4. Technically, level 6 is the highest level, but I don't think we're going to spend the time to grind our levels just to finish the game to get a little bit more life. Okay, the last causeway. Ugh, this level... Again, one of my least favorites in the game. So many little jumping puzzles. So unnecessarily difficult. But again, our shield gives us the edge that we need here. The rib to deal with the mermen that spit at us. And we just go slow and steady across the bridge. Okay, the last fire swamp I think that we're going to encounter for a while. And again, it's small enough that we can kind of hop across it and take minimal damage, but we're not taking any chances this turn. Okay, we are almost to Castlevania, the final castle where Dracula lives. Take this last path down here to the abandoned town. If you go up, it just takes you to a long dead end that's not worth it. Now, there are no visible people in this town. As I recall, there's everybody's got the doors barred. There's only 2 doors you can go into, and people are hidden out. But I will show you the last NPC in the game here. He's sitting here. This is the last village, the last town, last door. And this person offers you to just live here with them forever instead of finishing the game. So that's an option. You could certainly do that and just hang out in this abandoned little town. But no, we are not going to do that. We're Simon Belmont. We're the famous vampire hunter. We're going to hunt vampires. So. And of course, on a cursed night. Well, I mean, we're a famous vampire hunter, but maybe we're also afraid of the dark. So why don't we just fast forward through here real quick? I mean, we're a famous vampire hunter, so we're gonna hunt vampires, but we're not gonna hunt vampires at night. That would be silly. Just barely dodged that eagle. Couple of ghosts here left for us. Couple of mummies in the graveyard. And again, this area is kind of set up very nicely to let you grind out the last few levels if you are actively looking to get to level 6 before you complete the game. Otherwise, we come here. The last causeway. And again, it's been a long time since I've played through this game, but I think you can't break those blocks unless you have all the items. Now, across the moat and into Castlevania for our final encounter with the Count Dracula himself. And here we have it, Castlevania. Now, I will say, I love the gloom of the interior of this. The music lets you know you're going in for the final battle. It's building up. But I do have to be a little disrespectful about one piece of this, and that is, it's so anticlimactic. You go through all of this other fighting your way through all of these palaces, and Castlevania is really straightforward. You just kind of walk through it to get to where you need to go. It's kind of a shame. The hardest part in the whole of the castle is this jump. That's it. That is the most difficult thing that you're going to have to do between here and getting to the Count. Okay. Making our way. Now, the Count is going to be in this next room. We have plenty of health. I'm not so worried about that, but I am going to use the golden dagger on him because, again, we've learned that paralyzes our enemy and gives us the best advantage. So, here we go, friends. Time for the final battle with Dracula. And as soon as you walk in, the game takes over. You take all of his items, all of the pieces of Dracula, and you drop them onto the pyre. ignites, and all of a sudden, the Count appears. Now, he stays invisible most of the time, so I like to throw the daggers here and just kind of paralyze him. And that's it. Again, the boss battle is ridiculously easy with a golden knife. Probably too easy, I would say, for such an intense game. But the bosses were never the point of this game, right? We play this game for the moodiness, seeing how much they can push individual pixels, a great soundtrack, great audio, and a fun little game. But peace has been restored to Transylvania, so our work here is done. I find it interesting they decided to bury him again, although he just exploded into flame. But here we have this his gravestone sitting out by his castle. I'm sure, of course, that burying him will be perfectly safe, and there's no chance he'll ever return to threaten the world of Transylvania, the world at large, and the Nintendo Empire. But for now, I believe that it's time for Simon Belmont to take a rest. And with that, we come to the end of Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, and also the end of this episode of Enterprise Architecture. Thank you all again for joining us on this Halloween Spooktober edition, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.
Bat!